The sage behind Buffett teaches you investment and financial management. Don't view the world with a hammer. Munger and Buffett are celebrated as the most famous investment duo. Munger is not only Buffett's partner but also his mentor. This dynamic duo has been working together since the 1970s. And their company, Berkshire Hathaway, officially reached a market value of over $400 billion last year. Buffett openly acknowledged that Munger, his wise friend and teacher, had a profound impact on his investment philosophy. "I never would have thought of buying whole businesses. I just thought the way to go was to pile up as many little advantages as you could. And some would work out okay. So I thought it was a dumb idea to buy whole businesses. But Munger, just said that's the way to do it if you can find a couple of good ones and use a latticework of models for value comparison. It's the only way to go, and it made a lot of sense. So I started buying businesses, and I can't tell you what a difference that made in my investing." This secret weapon authored his own version of Benjamin Franklin's Poor Richard's Almanac, compiling his life and investment philosophy into Poor Charlie's Almanac. This book gathers Munger's learning methods, decision-making processes, investment strategies, and memorable quotes, presenting Munger's investment wisdom. First and foremost, don't approach problems with a clumsy method. As the proverb in the title suggests, to a man with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Charlie Munger interprets this saying as a warning against using clumsy methods to tackle problems. The essence of this saying is that if you blindly use the same approach to solve all problems, your perspective will be limited, and you won't see the full range of possibilities. So, how can you maintain rationality and avoid clumsy methods in investing and financial management? Munger believes that making money is about remembering some basic principles rather than pursuing complex methods. He never attempted to become very smart. Instead, he strove not to be foolish. He considers this accumulated advantage over the long term to be very valuable. This reflects one of Munger's key investment principles, thinking in reverse. While most people focus on how to succeed in the stock market, Munger's approach is to ask why most people fail in the stock market. His method is to first figure out what to avoid and then consider the next steps. This mindset is rooted in a piece of wisdom he borrowed from a farmer. "I just want to know where I'm going to die, so I won't go there." In other words, don't rush to find the path to success. First, learn how to avoid failure. In the context of stock market investing, this means continuously accumulating and analyzing cases of failure to draw lessons from them. Secondly, Munger limits his investment domain to his circle of competence. He divides the boundaries of this circle into 3 categories: knowable, unknowable, and too hard. Only when Munger has a deep understanding of a particular project does he categorize it as knowable. For projects he believes are beyond comprehension, he labels them as too hard. Munger thinks that before investing, you should identify the areas where you excel and concentrate your attention there. He emphasizes, if you really know something, and I mean truly know it, you can't help but know where the boundaries are. Once a project passes the too hard filter and falls into the knowable category, Munger meticulously evaluates these projects. He prefers mainstream industries that are easy to understand, have growth potential, and can survive in various market conditions. Then, he applies his own mental models to conduct in-depth analysis and evaluation of these industries. One of Munger's most famous traits is infrequent trading. Munger once quipped, "Our investment philosophy borders on lethargy." If you don't have the ability to sit on your hands for a decade, you don't belong in the equity markets. This humorous metaphor highlights their long-term investment strategy, emphasizing patience and waiting for the right opportunities. His basic principles include anticipating, being patient, strict self-discipline, and staying unbiased. The Lollapalooza effect, he proposed, describes situations where multiple factors reinforce each other, greatly magnifying the effect. Munger's 3 key investment principles are: a great business at a fair price is better than a fair business at a great price. This principle is emphasized 3 times, underscoring its importance. Munger also introduced the waiting for the pitch approach, which means that only a few well-timed decisions are enough to create a successful investment career. When Munger has great confidence in a company, He places a bold bet and usually holds the company's stock for the long term. He said, "Our investment approach is basically to wait for opportunities. That you can understand and to buy into those opportunities that are offering at a price that makes sense, and that happens very seldom. You do not want to do lots of action. You want to wait for something that is intelligent to come along, and then do it." Munger's multidisciplinary mental models are one of his important methods for business analysis and evaluation, emphasized repeatedly in the book. He estimates that he has about 100 different mental models. The key is to build a framework composed of various mental models, be well versed in the key theories of various important fields, and regularly apply these theories. Munger's advice is to use them all, not just a few, and cultivate them into habits, forming a framework for gathering and processing information and taking action based on information. For example, he uses the cognitive bias model from psychology, the compounding model from mathematics, the backup redundancy model from engineering, the concept of critical points from physics, and the self-catalyzing model from chemistry, and more. This shows Munger's emphasis on lifelong learning. Among these, he emphasizes the two-track analysis method, which includes rational analysis and inversion. Rational analysis focuses on the factors that truly control the interests, similar to the approach used in playing bridge, concentrating on genuine interests and opportunities. Inversion is used to evaluate conclusions that are formed subconsciously, often erroneously, and can influence actual decisions. Charlie Munger's investment philosophy emphasizes continuous learning, thinking in reverse, staying within one circle of competence, concentrated and patient investments, and multidisciplinary mental models, among other important principles. His approach serves as valuable guidance for successful investing and financial management, reminding us not to view the world with just a hammer, but to possess a variety of tools and strategies to tackle different problems. This is a key factor in his and Buffett's success in the field of investment.